It's Thursday morning, got a monitor farm meeting later about tyre pressures. That should be quite interesting. Anyway, all the others are at Brookhouse, so I'm going to shoot up there now. I've got to pick some chairs up because we needed some more chairs last night. Emergency chairs. Got to fit 2 bar stools in a Yaris, isn't easy. But anyway, I've got the discovery back now, so I'll go and pick them up with that. Last night, it went well. Sound quality wasn't exactly what we wanted it again, to be fair, but it's hard to tell until it's broadcast out. But people are like, oh, what do the HDB do, or why don't they do this? Well, they don't know who they're working for, so they need us to tell them what you want them to do and what you want us to spend our money on. It's a two-way thing. Obviously, it gives us information about farming and how to save money, or how to make more money, or how to grow things, or how to, clip the cow's feet and stuff like that. But they also need to know what we want them to find out about what's what, and tell us about different things.
Are we all videoing each other?
Yeah, there we go. Get all 3 cameras going.
Quick, Emma.
Quick, get your phone out. Looks quite tidy now compared to last night. With all this, all the clutter of the laptop.
I know, I didn't see any of that video. I should have videoed all the...
I think they took pictures at HDB. Hot tub out there looking cold. Let's have a look at Emma's fluffy bit. Oh, sorry. Charlotte's fluffy bit.
How did you stain it yellow, Charlotte?
Stain it? That's dye.
Is it just raddle?
That's staining it.
Yeah, dye.
It's raddle. Yeah. It's good, isn't it? The eyelashes. Eyelashes are as long as yours.
Yeah. Bless her. She's lovely.
Oh.
Hello.
Do you fetch her with?
There we go. Christmas trees are up as well.
Get it in the video.
It is. Don't swear. So, in the cab, filming how much of a beast it is. How much?
What do I weigh?
How 120 kilos.
What do I weigh? Get off. What do I weigh? Oh my god, I'm fat. How you doing?
60.
No,
That's not much, that is it?
Can't be happening.
Quick trip round the yard with everyone now, off to the monitor farm meeting to learn about tyres and tyre pressures. Right, what you're going to see now is from the monitor farm, so it's all the slides. Don't worry about the words, because what you need to do is, if you want to look at the slide, pause the video and read the slide. There's some very interesting information on it, but it would make the video like an hour long if I'd have put all it in. So just skip through them, or if you want to see, read the titles, pause on it, because there's so many facts and figures in there.
And for this meeting, we've done this up and down the country a few times now, and I wondered, there's a few comments came in, should we do tyres and compaction from an HDB point of view, and I didn't know. I thought farmers knew quite a lot about tyres, and I stood next to a farmer and I said, well, do you think it's worthwhile doing? He said, well, I just bought a new tractor. I said, oh yeah, what tyres have you got? And he says, would they be radials? So I thought, right, okay, we'll do a tyres and compaction photograph off the internet, and it's a fantastic photograph, great tractor, great drill. What's wrong? And I showed this to a Ripon Farm Services meeting, and they said everything. Got a front weight. Got front weight, yeah, well spotted. I thought it was the condition of the seedbed. It's been cultivated to a fine fibre puff, and then it's rained, and now it's run together, and then you're using a cultivated drill to get your crop in. So that's fine, but we've seen when it rains again, and we've had some fairly decent rain events this autumn, that you can get to anaerobic conditions, because your soil structure is so degraded that you just get limited yield. And you see it on headlands sometimes, where you've turned around with the cultivator still in the ground, and you're just cultivating your soil down and down and down to finer and finer crumb. But you can see if it's too, you've got a screwdriver and you can decide the soil is probably too crumbly, it's at risk of being compacted. If you need to put your hand around it, then you've got a harder soil there, and it could be compacted over and more settled continental weather patterns, so they kind of know when weather is deteriorating and when the winter. But you could say, well, am I going to get on if I've had a wet winter and I've got heavy soil, am I going to move away from soft soils, maybe to tilled soils, maybe aim towards slope? I thought, well, what's an average tractor? And I thought, a Massey Ferguson 135, everyone likes to think it's flotation. Yes, it's tracks, but it's more geared towards out-and-out traction, just pulling. that is flotation, you know, a bit more able to deal with whatever you might find. But there is you know, I think for everyone there's the first fundamental block. The next one is don't go on the field. But obviously at this moment in time, drones and everything. We talked about before. All the Tyre is getting filled up with soil. It's slip. One was at the headland and the other one's still halfway going up. Same on the front, you can see there. Lots of straw and debris and mud building up on the front where the other one is going. You might want to, wherever possible, if you could increase it to a 6 metre one, put a wider tyre on than the 650, and all of a sudden you're down to 25% contact. Clearly, like a spraying application, you're down to single figures. Wherever possible, early part of the year, but it's winter cereals, established slow disturbance, minimal cultivation is using VF technology, drilling the field. And so we're going from untrafficked to trafficked to the 9s and 8s, substantial loss of yield within that wheeling. And like I said before, they did actually do outside manufacturer specifications of 7, I think 6 or 7, but a lesser amount there, as you can see here. As you go across the bottom, the losses is so no traffic at all. Technology, although it's at a price you could probably pay for it within the first year, no problem.
What's he doing there?
Just saying, we're just going to Bill and Joe's.
All right. Looks technical.
This is by Tyre, obviously, so we'll double it up for the axle. But what are we there? 3,460. Okay. 3,460. So obviously.
Just still at Bill's at the Monster Farm meeting, looking at his field of wheat out the back of his yard that was drilled with our drill into a cover crop of mustard. Anyway, I'll flick the camera so you can see the rows of mustard there, and then if you look, he went straight into the green, and there's the rows of wheat now. So although it looks properly scruffy, it looks amazing when you get down and look at it properly. We've just been discussing now spring barley on wide row spacing. Should it be sown east to west or north to south? Has anyone ever done any trials on it? We had a field once that was sown in 2 different directions, and I think the stuff that was sown east to west out-yielded the stuff that was sown north to south. But was it just that year? Does anyone know? Has anyone done any trial work? Let us know in the comments if you've got a theory on it. Back now for the Monitor Farm meeting. Really interesting. Learned a lot about tyres. In fact, little fact for you, that little dot there on the rim, well, there'd have been a white dot on the tyre or something when it was new. And basically, when they make the rim, they're never completely round. There's always a bit of a high spot in them. So they put a dot on it, the manufacturers of the rim. And then also the tyre manufacturers, they're never completely round. So they put a dot on them. So when you fit tyres, you've always got to make sure that they touch each other. So we were talking about the footprint of tyres. I'll probably do this on a piece of paper and show you better. But the tyres that we have on this fence, if you look, it says VF. Well, that basically means that we can give them a really big footprint forwards. So I'll get some paper in a minute and I'll show you what that means. And it basically means that you can have a bigger footprint, but front to back rather than side to side. So I'm going to draw it out like they did, because you couldn't really make it out from that presentation that you saw before. Right, years ago, tractors used to have like narrow tyres, so pretend that's your tractor and it travels in that direction. Over the years, the tyres have got wider and wider and wider, which is great because it gives us a bigger footprint on the soil. The problem is, when it goes up and down the field, it damages that much soil. Like you've just seen in the slide, then it tells you the percentages of soil that you damage per movement, depending on the width of your machinery. So if you're going up and down now, you're damaging that much. So what tyre manufacturers have done now is they've got the tyres to sit flatter. So front to back in a linear fashion, you can now have the same footprint as a wide tyre, but it's laying it in the direction of travel. So you're trafficking less. So if you imagine that's like that wide, you're travelling, say that's 3 foot. Well, now you can turn it that way and only damage 2 foot. But if that's on both sides of the tractor, you've saved 50% of your footprint because you've generated your footprint in a forward motion, if you will, linear. So that's the clever bit now with tyre technology. So remember last weekend I bought this book in a charity auction, paid £120 for it, which is quite a lot because it's about 20 quid to buy, but it was charity. Well, we're going to carry on raising money for that charity because I'm going to put it on eBay, and it has now been signed, which I'm going to show you a video of in a minute, by Emma Gray, Gina, Tom Pemberton, me, Joe Seals, I forgot who the middle signature is. Charlotte signed it. Charlotte, Ashley, I don't know who that middle squiggle is. But yeah, so signed by your famous YouTubers or social media stars, if you will. And we're going to put it on eBay. So we're going to make a link to below this video, and then there's a QR code there now. So go and check it out. We'll put it on eBay for a week. Right, can everyone come and sign this book? Everyone that's got a YouTube channel.
You know what? I've never
Signed
had a signature on it. This is my first ever autograph.
There we go. So that makes the book even more valuable.
Do I do my normal one or do I do a special
Just
one?
one that great check. Just do the one.
I didn't do the normal one.
Oh, did you not? I did. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna fraud you.
Well, this is going to be my
No, I did me special one with a smiley face.
You don't do that one on your checks, do you?
No. Gotta give it Ian now. Going to list it on eBay. This is today's birthday bumper. Now, a little bit of confusion here. We've got an Aaron W. Matthews, and we've also got another Aaron Matthews. It's 23, so I'm not sure. Anyway, we've got Nadine Keeler, is it? Keeler? I'm not sure. I'm rubbish at surnames, sorry. Harry Bullock is 1. Michael Wallace, Cyril Sykes is 1 as well, so happy birthday there. And £17,762. So happy birthday, everyone on the birthday bumper today, and anyone else whose birthday is today that's not on there. Also, if you want to be on it, don't forget, scan that barcode. It's not a barcode, is it? It's a QR code. Or click the link under the video. So I wonder if by the time we get to Sunday, we'll be at 18,000. That'd be amazing. It seems to go up about £500 a week, which is great, because that equates to about £25,000 a year. Just going to put the Xerion away. Don't know whether anyone can notice anything about it. Something that might be a little bit different. If you can, let me know in the comments. The kids might notice. I had an idea to add value. Got a hat and a Joe Seals cap also going on eBay with his book. Actually just realised we've got a few calendars left, so be quick. But I'm going to add one of them to it as well. So it's definitely worth bidding for on eBay. So there you go. Calendar, hat. The reason it's hats is because it doesn't matter what size people are. And if someone does want to change the colour, we could do that, but that's kind of universal, that one. Tom's book, signed by everyone. On eBay now. This is today's birthday bumper. Now, a little bit of confusion here. We've got an Aaron W. Matthews, and we've also got another Aaron Matthews. It's 23, so I'm not sure. Anyway, we've got Nadine Keeler, is it? Keeler? I'm not sure. I'm rubbish at surnames, sorry. Harry Bullock is 1. Michael Wallace, Cyril Sykes is 1 as well, so happy birthday there. And £17,762. So happy birthday, everyone on the birthday bumper today, and anyone else whose birthday is today that's not on there. That is all for today. Sorry it's a bit scattered. It's really difficult when you go to monitor farming. There's so much information and you don't know when it's going to come out, and you can't film the whole lot, otherwise your video will be 3 hours long. But if you get the chance, go and see one of them. But I've tried to summarise it as much as I can. And like I say, you can go back and pause it on them things. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow when I'll be back to normal business. Actually, that's a lie. I've just realised I'm doing something very, very... You will never guess. Actually, you can try, but you'll never guess what I'm doing tomorrow. But it's I don't know whether you'd call it an experience or an honour, but yeah, tune in tomorrow and see what happens tomorrow.